So picking up where we left off, we had a problem with the O-ring that blew out on the suspension, and it'd be horrible to go this far and then to not be able to race because of something so unexpected. Bilstein had one at their facility. We had one of the Bilstein engineers take the O-ring and fly out on I think it was a 5 a.m. morning flight to bring an O-ring out to us. That's what it takes for Pikes Peak, is you need to have backup plans for backup plans, because you never know what's going to happen, and there's frequently almost no time to solve it. Thankfully, we got everything worked out, and we were able to get the car operational and running, and we were on time for the race. Setting up the pit in the morning, it was a very early morning. We got up at about 1:30 in the morning, and we're up on the mountain right around 2 o'clock. And we were excited, nervous, tired, a lot of anxiety, a lot of anticipation. And it was a really fascinating morning.
We had some last minute work to do on the car. Randy had decided he wanted to adjust the rear sway bar. So our techs did that, got the car ready, adjusted the tire pressures on the Yokohama Slicks, and had everything set up and ready to go.
In fact, as we pulled up there, we were going to pull into the pits, and we were warned that we couldn't enter because there were bears in the pits. I think this might be the only racing event where you have this degree of nature and unknowns. And ultimately, throughout the race day, there were bears that were in the pit area that were roped off because people were concerned about everyone's safety. And we were just watching closely for the weather forecast, because you could see a lot of snow on the top of the mountain, and leading into the day, we were concerned there'd be rain. In fact, the night before, we noticed a lot of people already had wet slicks on the car anticipating rain. So there's all these variables for this event that you just don't know how it's going to work out, and you have to be ready for anything because the race goes on no matter what occurs. It was really fun for us in particular to change the siren sound on the car to a custom sound that we had produced that we felt represented what Plaid is.
Conda Plaid!
We brought a special treat to race day, which was a special soundscape that our friend David Tischauer had built around the idea of Plaid. Plaid comes from Spaceballs, and he combined some of the sounds from the movie and created kind of a unique sound signature that sounds like a spaceship roaring up the racetrack. And so we were able to debut that sound in the pits and use that on the run up the hill.
Watching Randy get the line is just amazing, because the power of the Plaid is just insane. And when you see the car take off the line, I think everyone has this same reaction of, partially just laughing and partially just in awe, because it's unexpected how this car just rockets off the line. One of the nerve-wracking things is once the car takes off, you don't really know what's happening. So all you can do is stand there and watch a timing board. And the number one goal is just to make sure that through all of this, that, Randy, who we love, and the car that we put so much time into are safe. And the first thing we look for is just at the times display, because if the car has an accident, the times stop displaying. It was amazing to see every time a time was posted. And it was amazing in particular because the car was doing exactly what we had hoped, and Randy was driving it to near perfection. And we were just so happy to deliver for the Tesla community, to deliver for Tesla and the fans, and just to showcase what Plaid technology can do in a racing environment. I think it was unexpected to a lot of people. We were the only ones maybe that did expect it, but a car that weighs over 4,800 pounds, and that's a 4-door sedan with 2 trunks, that's mostly daily driven by most people, that has autopilot. This kind of car, posting a time that fast and being so quick up there in a racing environment is something really unprecedented. And we're just really excited to be able to deliver that result to Tesla and to the community. It's important to us to showcase where the future is headed and what the potential of Tesla's technology can be in every form of driving, including the most difficult ones like Pikes Peak.
All rise in the presence of Dark Helmet.
Pulling to the line, the new warning sound that we had was no longer the annoying police siren. It actually had me laughing. It was hilarious. It was the introduction from Spaceballs, from whence the term Plaid comes. Where Dark Helmet, the evil leader, is coming in. And then he says, "We're going Plaid." And we are at the line. Mostly I want to bring her home clean, but I just want to go fast, so I do. Green flag, and we take off. Super strong torque. I backed off a little to set up this sweeper right. Big speed through there, crossing 100 miles an hour, and we go into a kink. This kink right, again, track out and back around to the right. Got to back up a little bit. One of the few times we go downhill. I'm thinking about the new shock setting we got. We had Bilstein revalve the front shocks. It's a stock system, just Bilstein and unplugged tuning on it. It's adaptive, and it reads what the car's doing and adjusts to that. I love this S's section. Right, left, right, almost like a big slalom. And we set up in the braking zone with the car not quite straight. We go left, these all look alike. I know this one's flat out all the way around to the right, brake, not quite straight, go left. See, looks just like the last one. Hug the inside, gas it. Now we're going up the hill into a brake zone up over the top, past that 30-mile-an-hour sign at about 73, and then hug the inside on this long right. I went off there at 15, don't want to do that again. Big squirt of power. Uphill left, it's faster, but got to keep it to the left side of the road, and then add the power and hold it down. We are moving as we head for Engineer's Corner, across the culvert, flatten every other car, but this one I had to back off just to make the corner. Big brake zone. Look at often get in trouble there, go right off. Because now we're heading for the picnic grounds. This one, back to the right again, trying to keep it flat. Big speed. There's a bump in the road that's the apex. Boom, hit that, get on the gas, and rock it up the hill. I want to know what my trap speed was. And into the brakes. We got an uphill left. And the power is creating a little bit of oversteer, which is wonderful because this all-wheel drive system is well balanced. Off camber sweeper, keep it on the road. We go back around and then another off camber sweeper left. And into a first switchback. Brown bush, they call it. All-wheel drive traction and electric torque. Off the corner into a sweeper left, mid-apex, track it out, get back left, and flat out through this kink. Up a short straight to curved corner. Bring it down to a late apex, and we're pointing at what they call blue sky. We're getting up there. Back to the left, late apex, squirt the power. You can see the oversteer as we get on it. And carry speed into 11-mile water station with a late apex. Wiggle that back right and left. We're into Heitman's Hill. Another early switchback in this climb. Back to the right, steeper uphill than it looks. And go. This curve looks just like the last one, but you got to go longer before you get on the gas. Track out on the new patch of pavement. Flat out through that kink and run it uphill, run it uphill. This film is not sped up, that's for real. Almost 140 on that straightaway. Into Gillies Corner. It's a super hairpin left on the power. Still got the power to spin the rears, I love it. Late apex, the hairpin right through the crowds at ski area. You know you're getting somewhere when you get here. We're heading into Rookie's Corner with big speed. Tuck it back to the left, 90 right, hang the wheel off the inside, and back into power for the run to the summit. This looks exactly like the next one up, doesn't it? I got it wrong in 15, but not this year. We get her slowed down, tuck it down to the inside, corner tightens up into a smooth, even radius 180. That's gonna point us at another acceleration run. Back to the right, look, looks exactly like the sump right here, doesn't it? Well, it did to me. Not this year, flat out all the way down, big speed, big braking, and back to the right. We've got another steep uphill run into the switchback below Glen Cove. It opens up a little and then closes down and then really closes down. Late apex. This is tough because we never practice this section back left. Back to the right, back to the left, and big speed out on the straightaway running into Glen Cove. We're running, I think, 120, boom, past that little guard shaft. This is a dirty, off-camber, tricky little kink to the right, climbing up the hill with a lot of speed. Got to brake late. It looks like you're getting to the corner sooner than you are. This is George's Corner, kind of a nice big 180, into the power coming out of there, climbing the hill to a long sweeper right. I love going uphill in this Tesla Model S, and then off camber left. Yokohama tires grabbing for traction on this cold road, but I think the Tesla keeps them warm with all that power. Flat out around this sweeper, and it gets scary. Look at that, end of the tree line. We're above the tree line. That gate, carry speed to there, brake before the yellow switchback sign, brake hard, and the hard right at Elk Park. Into the power, you're looking at nothing but blue sky, and you hug the mountain flat out, it's going to be okay. A little bit of brake, back to the left, track out to more, well, it would be blue sky, just straight down. But we're going straight up at 7 or 8% grade. Real advantage for the big power of the Plaid. Off camber sweeper right, hard to keep it stuck. Back to the left, into cog cut. First cog cut left, squirt of power, kick it back left. None of these brake zones are very straight. Back to the right, floor, up we go. We're looking at the snow up around Devil's Playground. That's where we're headed. Into the W's, into the power, first hairpin left. This is tricky. Floor it around the corner, nothing but blue sky to keep you on the road. But flat out, you've got to be quick. Flat out around this kink, you just got to know. Into a big brake zone, it's straight ahead, but there's no room for overrun. Back to the right. This corner is flat out around the mountain. The guardrail will show up. Don't you worry, it will. Yeah, we're in the right place. Into the brakes hard. Leg 3, hairpin left. Into the power. This is flat out around the mountain. It'll be all right, trust me. There's the guardrail, so we know we're good. Hard on the brakes, back into the last of the W's. Flat out, but not around the mountain. You just gotta know. Slow down here, tuck it inside, make that 90 left. Get on the power, flat out through that kink, best you can do. To the kink, come on, foot down. We're almost home. Home too early. Don't put it in the snowbank. Hard left. Into the power, finish line ahead, fast run, boom, brake hard. It's hard to slow it down. The Plaid was really moving across the finish line. What a feeling of elation and happiness, and proud of this Unplugged Performance team, Yokohama, Bilstein, and Braille for our partners. We got it to the top.
And that was really fun for us because we knew we had a chance to win this, but every time that we would see a new update, we knew we were winning this. We knew that the car was doing what it was meant to do. And that was just a wonderful feeling to watch every update. Time went up on the board. It was just an ecstatic moment for me and for all of us, I know. And yeah, it was really just a feeling of joy, of relief, and just letting go of a lot of tension that had been built up, because the nature of these events are that preparation only gets you so far, and you really do need the right ingredients on race day, which sometimes are just out of your control. It was a really great conclusion to the race to see Randy coming down the mountain, giving high fives to the fans, and watching Randy wave the champion flag was worth it. It was so great to put the effort in and to see the results, and I know Randy was thrilled. This was Randy's 8th event at Pikes Peak and his first win, and we're just so happy to share that with him and to see him do that.
Once the cars were coming down the mountain, and Soph had brought a bottle of Tesla tequila to the track, the whole team toasted to Randy and the victory with some Tesla tequila, and that was a fitting way to kind of conclude the day. And it was awesome seeing the joy on Randy's face, having gone through what we all went through last year, and having basically the same team come back and support him again this year and deliver the victory and show his great talent on the hill and have the car work the way they're supposed to work under tight timelines and tough conditions.
Looking back over this run and the year before with all the challenges that we had, there's definitely a feeling of satisfaction and in some ways vindication. We really felt we had the opportunity to win last year. We were a full minute ahead of anyone else in our group, but you know, fate dealt us a difficult hand and we handled it as best we could. And we're still very proud of what we accomplished last year. I think ultimately the heart that our team showed and our drive to overcome obstacles is something that's more important than winning or losing by a couple seconds. But nonetheless, we go to these events to win, and to win by as much of a margin as we can. And we're very happy that this year we had the opportunity to do that, and that the car and that Randy delivered. Because ultimately, that's our main objective, is to maximize what a Tesla can be. Pikes Peak means a lot to us. In particular, it's a really great world stage and a place for us to be able to showcase what Teslas can do. Most people think of Tesla as a high-tech, great car for everyday use, and it definitely is. But one of the things that we're trying to illustrate that the car is not just an amazing everyday car, it can also be a really fun car for the racetrack and can even be competitive in the most challenging events like Pikes Peak. So for us to be able to bring a Tesla that we built so rapidly, that's built off of a production car, and to be able to modify it and make it competitive and go out there and win in the most challenging of environments is just a really important thing for us to be able to do. We're really happy that we were able to do it successfully and to represent for Tesla and for the Tesla community.